Hello everybody and welcome to the video notes for day 3 of our review. We're on the last page now, and in this video I'm going over problem 11, problem 13, and problem 15. Before we start number 11, let's take a look at this note that I've left you at the top. When we're thinking about percents, always remember that the percent of the whole, so the total amount, when you take the percent of the total amount, you get a smaller part. So the percent of a whole, if you take that, you just get a smaller part. If you think of it as two equivalent ratios, you can think of it as the percent out of 100, because percents are always out of 100, is equal to the part, the smaller part, out of the bigger whole. Here's what we mean. Determine the unknown value that makes this statement true. 30% of some number is 60. So they're giving us the percent of the whole. We want to figure out the whole amount, the total amount, is equal to a smaller part of 60. Another way you can think of this is 60 out of what whole number is going to be 30%. So let's set up this equivalent ratio right here. We have the percent. It's 30% out of 100 is equal to, now they don't give us the whole, so we're trying to figure out the whole, the bigger amount, but we know that the part is equal to 60. So 60 out of what number is equal to 30%? And what we can do is we can look across between these two numbers and see how they're related. 30 and 60, how are they related? Is there some number that I can multiply 30 by to get to 60? Yep, I can multiply it by 2. So then if I'm multiplying the top number across by 2, then I can also multiply the bottom number by 2. And 100 times 2 is 200. So I know that 30% of 200 is 60. Right, you can use this same strategy to solve number 12. 20% of what number is going to be equal to 80? So they give you the part again, and you want to try to figure out what is the whole. Let's take a look at number 13. 25% of what number is equal to 10? So they're giving us the percent of the whole. We want to figure out what the whole is, and they tell us what the part is. The part is 10. So let's set up our equivalent ratios. 25 out of 100, that's the percent, is equal to 10 out of what number? So in this case, when we look across and I see 25 and 10, it's a little bit harder because there's no easy whole number that I can multiply 10 by to get to 25. Or I can't multiply 25 by some whole number to get to 10. So what I can do in this case is 25 out of 100, I can think of that like a fraction, and I can think, well, can I reduce this fraction? Can I simplify this fraction? Right? Is there a number that I can divide into both of these numbers? Well, you could divide both by 5, that would work, or even an even bigger number that you can divide into both is 25. I can divide both of these numbers by 25. So 25 divided by 25 is 1. So I can simplify this to 1. And 100 divided by 25 is 4. Right, 25 out of 100 is the same thing as 1/4. Right? It's the same reason why 25 cents is called a quarter, because 25 out of 100 cents is a quarter, 1/4. And now I can look between these two numbers, between 1 and 10. Is there some number that I can easily multiply 1 by to get to 10? Yep, I'm multiplying 1 times 10 to get to 10, and if I'm multiplying that number by 10, I'm multiplying that bottom number by 10. 4 times 10 is 40. So 10 out of 40 is the same thing as 25%. So 25% of 40 is 10. Okay, with this strategy, you should be able to solve number 14. And last one, number 15. On a team, there are 3 sixth graders and 1 seventh grader. Determine the percentage of players on the team that are 7th graders. Okay, so let's go back here. Remember that the percent out of 100 is equal to the part out of the whole. So this time, we want to find the percent, and they're giving us the part and the whole. I'm just gonna rewrite this down here. Right, the percent out of 100 is equal to the part over the whole. And we want to find the percentage of the team that is 7th graders. So the part that we want is the number of 7th graders. So the part, there is 1 7th grader. And how many players are on the whole team? Right? All together, how many players do you have? Well, you have 3 6th graders and 1 7th grader. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So the part of the whole is 1 out of 4. That's how many 7th graders there are, 1 out of 4 players. And I want to figure out what is this as a percent. Well, the percent's out of 100, so I think 1 out of 4 is equal to what out of 100? And you might actually remember already from up here that 1 out of 4 is the same thing as 25 out of 100. The way that you can double check that is 4 times what number gets you to 100? 4 times 25. And then I multiply the top by the same number. 1 times 25 is 25. So it's asking me the percentage. So I want that percentage right there. So what percent of the team are 7th graders? It's going to be 25%. That's my final answer.